And how much of it is down to the police being given enormous discretion, and how much of it is laid down by law?
I think a lot of it is down to the police being given an increasing amount of discretion. You heard from Jamie Klingler earlier, who's a former client of mine, who and was part of the Reclaim These Streets movement. And during the pandemic, we got a taste of what happens when you give the police too much discretion to decide whether protests go ahead or not. And they were found to have acted unlawfully in respect of the Sarah Everard vigil. But now that's sort of been hardwired into the law through the Policing Act, the new Policing Act, which has really vague expressions in it, like protests that cause serious annoyance can potentially lead to criminal offences. Now, there's no successful protest movement in history that hasn't caused serious annoyance. It's just part and parcel of getting people's attention, is getting in their faces in public places. And sometimes that is annoying. It's irritating. It can be distasteful or provocative. That's the right to free speech. So I think the police have been given too much discretion. I think that they really need to get back to basics and just think in terms of violence. Is there a likelihood of violence here, or maybe a real risk of violence? Not just that sign looks offensive, I'm going to get that person out of here before there's even a sense that somebody's going to react to it in a violent way. But really looking for signs of violence. Is the crowd actually turning on these people? And even then, making sure they facilitate that people can protest, saying, look, if you want to protest, please can you protest over there? We're going to put up a cordon, as they often do at demonstrations when there's a counter demonstration. So I think the police need to be thinking about facilitating protest at the same time as trying to manage the public safety of these events.
The Newsagents. This is a Global Player original podcast.